Life has a way of weaving the most unexpected stories, blending threads from different cultures, colors, and journeys into a single beautiful tapestry. For Samuel and Mei, love was never something bound by appearance, tradition, or expectation. Their union was already proof that the heart recognizes no barriers. But what life later gave them, to babies, each carrying a strikingly different shade of beauty, became a story that touched not only their own lives but also everyone who came to know them. Samuel was born in a small village in West Africa. He grew up surrounded by the warmth of a community that thrived on storytelling, music, and vibrant colors. His laughter was loud, his spirit strong, and his smile could light up an entire room. From a young age, he knew he carried a gift of joy, one he wanted to share with the world. Mei, on the other hand, was born thousands of miles away in a quiet town in East Asia. Her upbringing was rooted in simplicity and grace. She loved art, poetry, and silence, the kind of silence that allowed her to notice details others overlooked. Where Samuel was fiery sunshine, Mei was a calm river. Their paths crossed in the most ordinary yet extraordinary way. During a cultural exchange event at a university in Europe, what began as a polite conversation quickly grew into something deeper. Samuel was captivated by Mei's quiet strength, and Mei was drawn to Samuel's vibrant energy. Against all odds, two souls from entirely different worlds discovered a harmony so rare it felt destined. Years later, after their wedding filled with colors, drums, and laughter from both cultures, they settled into a modest home. They built a life of love, one where diversity wasn't just something to be celebrated but something that defined them. Their joy multiplied when Mei gave birth to their first child, a baby boy with skin as dark and radiant as polished ebony. His tiny fingers curled around Samuel's hand, and in that instant, Samuel wept tears of pride. He saw in his son the strength of his ancestors, the stories of his homeland, and the continuation of a heritage that would never fade. Mei, holding her child close, felt a love so pure it erased every doubt she had ever heard about interracial families. To her, the baby was nothing short of a miracle. Months later, fate surprised them again. Mei became pregnant with their second child. This time, when she delivered, she gave birth to a baby girl with the fairest skin, pink cheeks, and eyes that mirrored Mei's own. Side by side, the two babies were a contrast so striking that even the nurses at the hospital paused in wonder. One child, dark as the night sky, and the other, pale as morning light, both born of the same love. When the family posed for their first photo together, Samuel's wide smile and Mei's tender gaze captured the essence of something the world often struggles to understand. Love has no single color. The image of Mei cradling both babies, one in black clothing, the other in white, became more than just a family portrait. It was a living metaphor of unity. But as beautiful as their story was, it did not escape the eyes of the outside world. Neighbors whispered, strangers stared. Some marveled at the uniqueness, while others muttered in disbelief. How can they be siblings? People asked. How can one mother give birth to children so different? Samuel and Mei, however, refused to let ignorance shake their happiness. Instead, they decided to teach their children the one lesson that mattered above all. You are both born of love, and that makes you perfect. As the children grew, their differences became their strength. The boy, with his father's skin and radiant smile, carried himself with confidence. He loved music, drumming rhythms that echoed through their home and reminded Samuel of his childhood, capturing every smile and detail with love. Together, they became inseparable, proof that brother and sisterhood is not defined by matching appearances, but by shared hearts. They protected one another, laughed together, and learned to answer the questions of the curious world with pride rather than shame. One day, during a family outing, an older woman stopped them. Looking at the children, she shook her head and said, "They don't even look like siblings." Before Samuel or Mei could respond, the boy spoke up, his little voice firm and confident. "We are both born from the same love. That makes us more than siblings. That makes us forever." Over time, their story reached beyond their neighborhood. Friends, relatives, and even strangers began to see their family not as unusual, but as extraordinary. The photograph of Samuel and Mei holding their two children side by side became a symbol of hope, a reminder that beauty comes in many shades and that love can bridge even the widest gaps. Years later, when their children were older, they looked back at that photo, the one where Samuel beamed with pride, Mei smiled softly, and two little babies of contrasting colors lay peacefully in their mother's arms. That single image told 1,000 stories. It spoke of heritage and harmony, of challenges and triumphs, but most importantly, it spoke of love that defied every expectation. And so, the family continued to live, not defined by society's questions, but by the answers they had already found in each other. Their journey was not always easy, but it was always worth it. For in their home, laughter was louder than judgment, kindness stronger than prejudice, and love brighter than any shade of skin. In the end, Samuel and Mei proved a truth the world often forgets. Love is not about finding someone who looks like you. It is about finding someone who feels like home. And when that love brings life into the world, no matter the color, no matter the appearance, it creates a family bound not by similarity, but by something far greater. Two babies, two shades, one family, one love.